You haven't even started the day yet, and it already feels like you're catching up. Not because anything has gone wrong, not because something urgent has happened, just because your mind is already ahead of you, already running the list, already measuring the day, already deciding what enough is supposed to look like. And before you have even begun, something in you already feels late. You might know that feeling. You wake up, and before your feet touch the floor, your mind is telling you how much there is to do, how far behind you are, how much more consistent you should be, how much more together you thought you would be by now. So you move quickly, not always because you need to. Sometimes because slowing down would mean feeling the pressure more clearly. You check things, plan things, mentally rehearse the day. Try to get ahead of a feeling you cannot quite name. And that is where it begins to build. Not usually in one dramatic moment. In layers. Work expectations. What you should be achieving by now. How productive you are supposed to be. How disciplined you think you should feel. Personal expectations. Who you should be. How you should show up. How emotionally steady, organized, healthy, focused, mature, calm, and sorted you think you should already be. And then the quieter ones. What you see other people doing. How their lives look from the outside. What your life should look like by this stage. None of these pressures feel extreme on their own. That is part of why they are so hard to notice. But together, they stack. There's someone. Let's call her Sarah. She's doing what she is supposed to do. Showing up. Getting through her work. Trying to stay on top of things. Replying. Remembering. Holding different parts of life together. From the outside, she looks responsible. Like someone who is coping. Like someone who is functioning. But throughout the day, there is a background pressure running. This should be further along. I should be more consistent than this. Other people seem to have figured this out already. And because that pressure is always there, nothing she does fully lands. She completes something, but her mind is already on the next thing. She gets through one task and immediately notices what is still left. She makes progress. But it does not feel like progress. Because the measurement is too wide. Too demanding. Too full of moving targets. By the end of the day, she is tired. But not just physically. Mentally. Emotionally. Because it feels like no matter what she does, it is not enough. And this is the part that is easy to misunderstand. It starts to feel personal. Like she is the problem. Like she is the one falling short. Like she is not managing life properly. But she is not falling short. She is carrying too many expectations at the same time. And when you do that, there is no version of the day that will feel complete. Because something will always be left out. Something will always remain unfinished. Something will always fail to meet one of the standards. That is why the exhaustion is so specific. It is not just the exhaustion of effort. It is the exhaustion of being measured from too many directions at once. You might recognize this in your own life. You are trying to be productive, but also calm, successful, but also balanced, available, but also boundaried, focused, but also emotionally present. And none of those things are wrong on their own. But when all of them become a daily emotional demand, your nervous system experiences life as pressure. That is why it can feel like you are always behind something, even when you are actually doing a lot. Because you are not measuring yourself against one clear standard. You are measuring yourself against a whole crowd of them. And crowds do not give clear feedback. They create noise. So the issue is not your effort. It is the load. Not your discipline. The load. Not your capability. The load. And once you really see that, something begins to soften. Because now the question changes. Not, why am I not doing enough? But, what am I trying to meet right now? That question matters. Because it reveals what your system is actually carrying. The next time you feel behind, pause for a moment. Not to become perfectly self-aware, just to slow the pressure down enough to see it. Then ask yourself, what am I trying to meet right now? List it. Not just in your head. Actually see it. The work expectation. The personal expectation. The comparison. The pressure to be more, do more, know more, become more. Because once you do, something becomes obvious. It is not one thing. It is everything. And no one can carry everything without feeling overwhelmed. You are not falling short. You have just been trying to meet too many expectations at the same time. And when you reduce that, when you take even one expectation off the pile, things begin to feel different. More honest. More manageable. More human. Because the answer was never to become more than human. It was to stop expecting yourself to live like you are not.